This is the best nut roast you'll ever have. It's a great dish for vegetarians and non-vegetarians. It's best prepared in advance. We call it mise en place. In my mise en place, I have 1 large onion, very finely sliced, and 2 sticks of celery, split down the middle, and then very finely sliced, leaving off the leaves, and you can see this in our How to Do It videos. Okay, now here I have 1 large red pepper. The important thing about this is cut it in half, de-seed it, and then slice it. Okay, now we'll take 1 large carrot, peel it, top it and tail it, and then just using a normal grater, just grate the whole thing right down to the end. And here we have some beautiful mixed herbs. These are actually herbs de Provence because it's just a lovely selection. Alright, and here we have just 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and here we have 3 cloves of finely chopped garlic. I'm using ordinary garlic, although smoked garlic is great if you can get it. I love seasoning, so season generously with some good freshly ground black pepper and some salt. Okay, I'm now going to add 100 grams of red lentils. These are just standard dried lentils. 150 grams of mixed chopped nuts. Now I've bought ready mixed chopped nuts, but if you have favourite nuts, make your own mixture. Okay, I have 100 grams of fresh breadcrumbs. Now these are absolutely fresh, from fresh bread, sliced, put into the blender and whizzed. We don't want them dried, we like them lovely and soft. Right, I'm going to add 300 ml of vegetable stock. Again, buy good quality vegetable stock. It's quite salty, but it will make a difference. Okay, here we have 4 free-range fresh eggs. It's important to beat these separately because if you put them straight into the pan, they won't mix nearly as well. So make sure they're well beaten, fresh eggs. Okay, in a heavy based deep frying pan, add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a good knob of butter all chopped up. Keep that on the heat until it's all melted and all mixed in together. Now I'm adding 1 large onion and the 2 sticks of celery. These can all go in together, and we'll leave these for about 5 minutes, just till they begin to colour and become a little transparent. Right, once that's done, we'll add some garlic that we've chopped, and the beautiful chestnut mushrooms. They can all go in together, but make sure they're getting well mixed. It's very important with this dish that everything gets mixed thoroughly at every opportunity. And then we cook this for about another 5 minutes. Once it's slightly brown and looking good, it's smelling great, we'll put in some salt and our freshly ground black pepper. And then some herbs. Big pinches of those lovely herbs de Provence. Now here comes the colour. Here comes the red pepper. This is where the dish really begins to build. And we'll add to that all our grated carrot. Just look at that colour and the aroma that's coming off that with all the vegetables and the garlic and the herbs. It's just gorgeous. Okay, it's very important to keep this dish moving. All these flavours have to fuse together. You want the flavours and the colour all to become a beautiful picture. And now we'll add the tomato puree. And then we're going to add the 100 grams of red lentils. So here we go, tomato puree and red lentils. And just to give it that extra bit of moisture, we're adding our vegetable stock. That's 300 ml of vegetable stock. And this is where we put the whole thing together. And then we're going to leave it until for probably 20 minutes until all the moisture has gone. And we've got a lovely firm dish to finish. In the meantime, I've got a lovely tureen. You could use a £1 bread tin, but this is a very nice cast iron tureen. I'm buttering all the sides because I'm going to line it with parchment. And actually, if you butter it, the parchment sticks. If you don't butter it, the parchment just keeps collapsing in, and that's really annoying. So here we have the pieces of parchment already pre-cut. Right, once we're satisfied that all the moisture's gone, about 20 minutes, we're going to add our fresh breadcrumbs and lovely chopped flat leaf parsley. More flavours, just gorgeous. And then we're going to finally mix in the cheddar. Just spread it around, and to give it that little finish, we've got all those lovely mixed nuts. Again, if you want to choose your own nuts, but this is a lovely just selection of mixed nuts. Works really well. Lots of crunch, lots of bite, lots of flavour. And finally our beaten eggs. And this is the dish now, all ready to be mixed and blended so that it becomes ready for the oven. It is important that you've got the ingredients to a fairly dry consistency, as I said, about 20 minutes, because otherwise when you cook it, it'll be too moist, and when you come to cut it, it won't cut well. So it is important that you get that moisture out of the dish before you add these last few ingredients. It's very important here that you push it right into the corners, because the parchment is there to make sure that it comes out easily, so you can give it a bit of pressure with the spoon, push it right into the corners and just build it up layer upon layer, and you'll find that the quantities we've given you will fill this size dish perfectly. One piece of parchment on the top, and then we'll cover it with foil to make sure it cooks evenly. Just pop it over and seal it round the edges, and then I'm putting the lid back on before I put it into a water bath ready for the oven. The water bath is important because it'll get some steam in the oven and make sure it cooks much more evenly. So we're going to cook this now for about an hour and a half at 180 degrees, and then we're going to remove the lid and the foil and cook for further 30 minutes until it feels firm to the touch. Once it's firm to the touch and it's out of the oven, leave it to cool. We're going to turn it out onto our nice white dish. So we'll run a knife round it just to make sure it's free and will come out easily, which I know it will because we put the parchment in there. There we go, and a little shake and out it comes. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a slice and we're going to heat it again in the oven, and then we're going to serve it nice and warm from the oven. We're going to serve that with some lovely minted new potatoes, and I've made a garlicky tomato passata just to give that extra little flavour to it. Look at that, beautiful dish, fit for a king. Bit of extra butter is important, pop that on, and now just place this so it makes it look pretty. A bit on the side and a bit round the front. There we are, and that's a dish anybody would be proud to serve to vegetarians or non-vegetarians, and I promise you it's absolutely delicious.